Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Convention with the weekly comic roundup. Also, let me just say, Happy New Year's. Makes the first roundup of the first round video shot in the new year. So, hope everyone had a fun and safe New Year's. Anyways, let's get started. First up, we've got Justice League: The Atom Project #1. So, after Absolute Power, not every DC superhero has their powers. Some have, such as Martian Manhunter, as revealed in the last issue of Justice League. Some have some of their powers, but not all of them. Others just straight up don't have their powers, and their powers are going to others. Just random people are suddenly getting superpowers. Of course, it's not It's not marquee characters. It's the closest. Those who don't have their powers are not even backups for backups. So yeah, the Atoms, Doctors Ray Palmer and Ryan Choi, are trying to figure out how to help all the depowered heroes get their powers back. And they're not doing, basically saying, well, okay, this is the experiment that gave you your powers, so we'll recreate that. That is trying to literally get the powers from the people who have them, who've newly gotten them, and yeah. But and the Atom Project is focusing on that. So the issue opens with the Atoms. The Atoms, as well as military, trying to track down Captain Atom. Then it cuts back to 3 weeks previously. A young boy suddenly manifests massive electrical powers, and he can't control them. So he doesn't know how to control them. So it's kind of a problem, but. The Atoms going to help him, and this is the sketchy thing to me. First off, one of the League members working on the project is Kimi Ohoshi, Dr. Light. That's not sketchy, but basically all these, as they're called in the book, unsubs are being kept in the watchtower for observation, and no, they're not. It's not like they're being kept in like a 3 by 3 by 6 room, but with a bed, with like a mattress, pad, and sheets. They're staying in fairly comfortable rooms. But let's just be honest. A cell is still a cell, whether or not, even if it's furnished with the nicest of sheets and other furniture. So, but and the Atoms kind of figured that maybe Captain Atom might be the key to helping everyone get their powers back, or at least get the powers from where they ended up to where they're supposed to be. But they're having trouble with making that work. But in the the current point, with the Atoms going after Captain Atom, it, uh, from it seems he's being observed by the whole thing's being observed by someone. I'm presuming it's the group, the recently referred to group Inferno, that was that reared its head in I believe the first issue of Justice Unlimited. And apparently he's got Captain Adam's manifesting apparently new powers regularly, and the these observers claim that Captain Atom will come to them, and that is where the issue ends. He also states that at one point it's not the place of the Atom or the Atom to decide where the right place for these powers is. So, and I kind of agree with it. I mean, yeah, I imagine it would suck for a superhero to spend years and years with these powers and and being a superhero, and becoming a superhero, and suddenly they don't have their powers. But that's when you got a universe with all kinds of weird stuff capable of possible to that's possible to happen. Well, Superman suddenly losing his superpowers, and Joe Schmo in Smallville gaining the power of Superman suddenly. Well, that's basically how things are. But interesting series so far. Moving on though to our next book, we've got JSA number 3. So where we left off, the focus was largely on the members who had disappeared, and that focus continues. But in fact, Hawkman had been stabbed by demons, and the issue opens on Hawkman being taunted by demons. But he's supposed to be an offering, or even sacrifice. But with Infinity Inc., Sand goes to talk to Jade, and apparently they hooked up in the events before the first issue, and he's kind of trying to. It seemed like things were going to progress and happen, but then half the JSA vanished, and she's kind of felt like she's in charge. She has to be in charge and not. But Sand tells her he knows that the timing's terrible, but the it's the JSA. There's always some crisis. The timing is always bad. But and also she can't. Yes, she's got a lot. She's got a lot on her plate, but she doesn't have to do it alone. She can lean on him if need be. And he told her that this won't be the end of the JSA. The team spanned 8 decades. It's going to take more than what's currently happening to take them down. she's also, among the things on her plate though, is her brother Obsidian taking half half of the team basically to do to basically be more proactive. But elsewhere in the Brownstone, Dr. Midnight is trying to figure out what's going on with Jakeem Thunder, who's in a coma. Everything says he's fine, but studying his blood work, there's something off. Moments, appearances of type of dark matter within the tendrils of dark matter within his blood samples. But Obsidian tries to stop her, and he takes her, and knowing that she'd be the one to likely discover it. So, but yeah, it's not really Obsidian; it's Johnny Sorrow. And she's taken before that she can bring her findings to Jade. Back with the old guard, Hawkman's brought before Wotan. Then Grundy and some of Dr. Element and the Red Lantern show up and looking for Fate. They're actually got brought down, but the big thing is Wildcat gives the new Dr. Fate a pep talk, and he manages to basically say, yeah, it's the pep talk that he basically needed. On the roof of Fate's Tower, Green Lantern talks to Hawkgirl, and she explains that, and she talks about how things are between with her and Hawkman, because that's a whole ass thing. We'll just leave it at that. But she has the compulsion to try and bring him back, and and Green Lantern says that he knows that if she wants to do this, he knows that he can't stop her, and she flies off to bring Carter back. Carter, meanwhile, is being marched through to his cell in hell, and it turns out that the demon Surtur is a prisoner of these particular demons. But once left in his cell, he potentially meets up with someone who says they can rescue him. Kid Eternity. And that is where the issue ends. Okay. Kind of like that Kid Eternity's popped up. I'm presuming that as the series goes on, Kid Eternity will be a member of the JSA once they figure out how the roster is going to be when the old guard return. But moving on to our last book for the moment, we've got Absolute Superman number 3. So unlike other issues of the previous issues of Absolute Superman, this issue focuses on Kal-El's past and the fall of Krypton. So the basic ideas are that things to keep in mind from previous issues are that Jor-El and Kal-El's parents are kind of the same as renegades. There's a problem at the mine that Jor-El works at, and it's really kind of driven home to Jor-El that things are bad for the planet Krypton. Anyways, on a camping trip in the Rao mountain range, Jor-El does takes some samples, and then after that, there's very clear evidence that things are going bad on Krypton, ecologically. And the elves also are trying to make a plan. Basically, though, there have been creatures dying, and it's realized that if anything's wrong with the planet, it's going to be the people of the dirt with dirt under their nails who really figure it, who discover it. Also, Clark has gotten reprimanded for not utilizing the generative AI system for doing his homework. And Jor-El and Lara, they say, "Keep it up, kid." But Kal-El's class takes a field trip to Kandor, and during the field trip, Kal-El sees his father being dragged out from from talking with the Science Council, and Jor-El's arrested. Kal returns home and tells his mother what happened, and Kal-El, Lara, and Krypto go to save Jor-El, and they manage to do that, but Kal-El also gets access to one of the some computers, discovers that spaceships, that Krypton has been building spaceships. Basically for the purpose of evacuating Krypton's upper class, and basically just hell with workers. I could never imagine anything like that possibly happening. Never, ever. Even with, say, the richest man on the earth wanting to basically become king of Mars, he'd never just let the poor people die on Earth, if in the event of a climate catastrophe, which is totally not something that's more than likely going to happen in the not too distant future. But Kal-El tells his parents he's sure what they've been planning. They've had built a ship, and Kal-El's kind of wrong in his assumption. He assumes that he's going to be sent into space for safety alone. But no, he's not being sent alone. Jor-El and Lara will be with him. The issue ends in central Kansas at the Smallville senior living community. Woman identified by her bracelet as M. Kent is reaching for the sun, and it seems that she's really not doing well. Namely in terms of mentally. And that is where the issue ends. Good issue. Good issue. I'm liking the fact that they're kind of touching a lot more on the destruction of Krypton, which has always largely been due to in most versions of the DC universe and most iterations of the Superman mythos, the destruction of Krypton has largely been due to the hubris of Krypton's ruling class and, well, ecological catastrophe. But it's nice, but it's not. It's really kind of. It's largely, from what I know, it's been treated as an abstract. It's something that, you know, like a hologram of Jor-El from recorded before Krypton's destruction tells about how the planet was destroyed in very cold terms. This is, but rather than we're getting, you know, Kal-El's experiences, lived experience in the last days of Krypton. But anyways, that's gonna do it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Blue Sky, Instagram, Mastodon, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off saying, live long and rock hard.